All right, let's dive right in. We're going to be exploring Mumbai today, but this isn't your typical city tour, because Mumbai is, well, it's more than just a place. It's a massive, relentless idea about what happens when you pack millions of people and their ambitions onto one tiny strip of land. Let's get into it.
And this quote right here, this really gets to the heart of it all. To even begin to understand Mumbai, you have to stop thinking about it as a spot on a map and start thinking of it as a concept. It's a living, breathing experiment in human density, where 20 million people are all caught up in this one single relentless dream to move forward.
So what does it actually mean to be a maximum city? I mean, it's a great phrase, but it's about so much more than just having a lot of people.
Now, the key word you really need to latch onto here is vertical. See, Mumbai is on an island. It can't really spread out, so it has no choice but to go up. Everything gets stacked. Apartments are stacked on shops, which are stacked on workshops. But it's not just buildings. Dreams are stacked on top of struggles, and futures are stacked right on top of pasts. It's this incredible, intense compression that basically defines the city.
And all that pressure leads to a fundamental truth about this place. The entire rhythm of Mumbai, the way it moves and breathes, it's not built for your convenience. Not at all. It is built for endurance. Just surviving here is a full-time job, and the city itself, that's the arena where it all happens. So, what powers this relentless machine? What's the fuel that keeps it running 24/7? Well, the answer is actually pretty simple. It's a constant, never-ending flood of new people. People who are all coming here for a reason.
This right here is the city's core DNA. Mumbai is a city of migrants. It's built, it's powered, and it's constantly being reinvented by people who show up with pretty much nothing except a whole lot of hope and a ferocious desire to work.
And the reasons they come are as varied as you can imagine. Sure, for some, it's the big, flashy dream, the glamour of Bollywood. For others, it's the lure of a big business deal. But for so many, the reason is something much more fundamental. It's the chase for a life with dignity, a chance to be somebody, and to build something you can call your own.
You really have to get this. Ambition in Mumbai isn't a personality trait. It's not a luxury. It's the air you breathe. It's the basic fuel you absolutely need just to keep going in a city that is always demanding more from you.
Okay, so with all this chaos, how does a city like this actually function? I mean, how does it not just collapse in on itself? Well, it's because not everything that makes Mumbai work is written down in some official rulebook. There's this whole other invisible system humming just beneath the surface.
Think of it like this. On one hand, you've got the official legal city. The permits, the laws, the bureaucracy, the whole official story. But then you have the other side, the unofficial, sometimes illegal networks that are just ruthlessly efficient at making things happen. So what happens when these two worlds meet?
And here's the twist, the part you wouldn't expect. Instead of fighting each other, these two worlds, they often work together. It's this strange, unspoken partnership, a kind of pragmatic dance where the lines get really blurry, all for the sake of just getting things done. Because ultimately, Mumbai is obsessed with one thing, results. The process, the methods, whether it was by the book or not, all of that often takes a backseat to the one single question that matters. Did it work? It's a philosophy of pure, unfiltered pragmatism. So we've talked about the systems that make the city run, but what about its soul? What does it actually feel like to live inside this pressure cooker? And right away, you find this profound contradiction. Mumbai is a deeply spiritual place. I mean, faith is out in the open, it's on the streets, it's part of the daily routine for millions. And yet, at the same time, it's a city that holds on to its scars. The memories of past conflicts, of riots, they don't just fade away. They get baked into the city's buildings and into its memory.
Just take a second and let that number sink in. 20 million people. It's a scale of human gathering that is almost impossible to really wrap your head around. And a number that big creates a very powerful and very strange paradox. So how is it possible? How can you be surrounded by millions and millions of people and still feel completely and totally alone? Well, in Mumbai, that's a daily reality. The sheer density of the crowd creates this weird kind of anonymity, a personal bubble that's, both essential for survival, but also deeply isolating. And this constant pressure of time and space, it affects everything, and I mean everything. Even the most basic human connections. Think about it, the hours you spend commuting, the total lack of private space, the nonstop pace of life. It means that something as simple and pure as love has to literally fight for its place against the practical demands of the city. Which, of course, brings us to the biggest question of all. After hearing about the struggle, the loneliness, the sheer crushing difficulty of it all, why on earth do people stay? Why do they keep coming?
The answer, it turns out, lies in the unique bargain the city offers. Mumbai demands a very, very heavy price, but it offers something incredibly rare in return.
And let's be real about the costs. This city will wear you down. It chips away at your health with its pace and pollution, it tests your patience every single day in traffic and in queues, and it offers almost zero silence, not a moment of real quiet.
But here's what you get in return for paying that price. You get momentum. In Mumbai, you are always moving forward. Even on your worst day, you are still part of this massive surging current. Your story doesn't just stop. It finds a new path, it changes direction. Stagnation just isn't an option here.
And this right here is the core of the whole deal. This is the bargain. Mumbai makes absolutely no guarantees that you'll be happy. It doesn't promise comfort. Its promise is something much more raw and much more powerful. It promises that anything is possible, that on any given day, your entire life could change. And so, in the end, it really all comes down to this incredible balance of extremes. On one side of the scale, you have maximum struggle, and on the other, you have an equally powerful measure of maximum hope. What you're seeing is humanity at its most compressed, and maybe its most resilient. Because this isn't a city you can just visit or understand from a distance. It's a city you have to experience. It's a city that gets inside your bones and becomes a part of who you are. And that feeling, that intensity, that's something that stays with you forever.